Yeah.
Hey everybody, want to welcome you to 5 for a Change's YouTube channel. Check us out at 5forachange.org or join our social site at 5forchange.org. That's FIVEFOR change.org, and that's the social site. But what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to show you how I build these dock trash buckets. Now you're like, what's a dock trash bucket? Well, I'll show you. What I do is I take one roll of tin and I create a bucket out of it. I'll show you how I do this. Maybe if you want, you get inspired, you can also do one yourself. All it takes is one roll of tin, and I'll show you all the details here in a second. Okay, first off, we start off with a roll of tin, and this is just a single roll, no shape or form, and you can get this at Home Depot or any hardware store that sells it, but this is about 24 inches, so we're gonna go ahead and make a bucket out of it. Now when you do this, you're going to need some gloves for sure, because tin will cut you up. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've created a 33-inch flat sheet. Also, you're going to want to make these edges nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll them. I've notched out these edges here. What I'm going to do is make those corners curved with my tin snips, and this is what you're going to need. You're definitely going to need a pair of tin snips. It's good to have right and left ones also. These are straight. A pair of vice grips, and I like to use just a pair of dikes in order to be able to start the roll on the tin, and I'll show you here in a second how we do that. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and marked 1/2 inch all the way around with a Sharpie, as you can see. And what we're going to do is we're going to make these sharp edges into nice and dull edges by folding it over. Now that this is a tab version, what I've done is I've created my tabs over here. Now they don't have to be perfect. I've just measured them out. This other end I've folded into a smooth end, and then also I've put where I'm going to cut my slits to be able to insert my tabs. So I've measured them out, and what we'll do is we'll roll it and we'll create the tab version of the dock trash bucket. But as you can see right now, still just one flexible piece of metal. So what I did, when I say tabs, I literally mean tabs. And so I've cut these tabs, I've gone ahead and rolled the extra that's in between them on the inside, cut it a little short, rolled it in, made it to where it's not a sharp edge, and then I've gone ahead and used the Dremel to go and cut slits out. So you can see right through there, I've got the slips for the tabs. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to basically take this and wrap it, and I'm going to insert the tabs into the actual deal. Now what it's going to do is it's going to hold itself. So what I do is I'll get it in the top right there like that, get it even, and I go ahead and I take this tab and I just bend it over, and there you go, it holds itself. Starting to get your trash bucket. Now is it going to be perfectly round? No, but the idea with being on a dock is people can kick it, knock it, and it's going to kick back into its original shape. But they're also not made to be pretty, kind of like this face. Okay, now that I've got all my tabs in, as you can see, nice clean straight line on the back. I can adjust it because my slots are a little bit bigger, so I can adjust it so the top is even. My top is nice and smooth on top. I'm not going to cut myself. Now the bottom I just leave as rough, because what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to undo it after we create the bottom. We're going to cut more slits in the bottom, do the same thing with the tabs that we did here, and then we're going to create a tabbed bottom, and the bottom's going to hold itself in. Therefore, it doesn't need any screws to hold it, and it makes it a lot easier to take apart if you ever have to take them apart. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and actually set the bucket on top. I got a little bit of a bottom template out of it because each of these are going to vary. I don't really have a template right now, which I need to make. But what I did was I got the circumference of the bucket, and then I went 1.5 inches out because I want 1.5 inch tabs to be able to go back into the bucket. And right here we're going to have 14 tabs. I only made them about 3/4 inch wide, so it ended up being 14 total. I made them about 2 inches of space between. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these sections out so that I can bend up the tabs, and then I will curve these tabs here and then be able to push them into the bucket because what I'll do is I'll set it on here. I'll mark all where my tabs are around here, and then I'll go around and I'll cut the slits right there for the bucket. And it's just that easy. Now, drawing this out, I really should make a template just to make sure that next time I go, I can just draw it out real quick and I don't have to measure everything every single time. So there you go right there. That's going to be the bottom, and I'll show you what it looks like once I get it cut out. So now what I've done is gone ahead and cut all these tabs out, and I'll get rid of these that I don't need, and I'll keep these. And what I'll do is I'll take the numbered ones and I will curve the edges so that they're not sharp, because right now this is super sharp. I mean, like Ninja Star sharp. So that'll be the bottom, and those tabs will go right into the bottom once we cut the slits. Okay, so what I went ahead and did was, as you can see, I created nice little round tabs there. Kind of looks like a hubcap. And what I did also was I went ahead and marked this. I put it up about 1/2 inch. And what you do is, actually I split the difference. It's about 3/4 all the way around. And what's going to happen next is I'm going to mark these tabs right here, about 3/4 of the way. And then I'll bend them. And then I'll be able to put them in, pull them through, lock them down. So what I've done here is I went ahead and halved the tabs. Actually, some of these tabs, they're not perfect by any means, but as you can see, I bent them in half. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the number 1 here. The cool thing about this is if your tab isn't perfect, you can always cut it. So once I figure out, okay, there's my tab, and so it's going to have to straighten there, and then I'll bend it in a different spot, but there we go. So now it's going to, the bottom is going to hold itself on with all those tabs. Alright, so I'm able to take my gloves off now because this is no longer sharp edges, maybe a little bit at the bottom, but usually when I'm dumping them I have gloves on anyways. But as you can see, this is all tabbed, no screws, holds itself together. Right here, inside you can see the tabs right there, along the edge on the inside. And on the bottom, you can see nice and smooth. What I usually do is I'll usually drill holes in the bottom there for the water to drain out, but a lot of times, as you can see light through there. So water usually will drain out that way anyway. So it really doesn't matter on that. But it's held together like that, right there. And as you can see, all the way around. It's not beautiful by any means, but it is very durable. It works. All the tabs allow for it to hold a lot of weight. I've used this a couple times, and it does hold quite a bit of weight. And it's sturdy. I mean, as you can see, I mean, and there you have it. A lot of times I'll put a handle right here. I might still do that, but that requires a few screws, a handle, and I'll take a picture of the finished product once I get it done. But there you go, a tabbed trash bucket out of nothing but a roll of tin. I didn't use any screws to put it together, and it's very durable. As you can see, took off the rough edges because by rolling that out and hammering it out. So hopefully I taught you something. That's how you make a tabbed trash bucket. You can make it for docks, you can make it for whatever. What also I'll do is on the dock side of things, I'll put a little slit in the back, and I'll make an L bracket, or I'll get a little L bracket that already has holes in it, I'll attach one side to the dock, and then I'll attach the other side to here. By the dock side will be flat, and then the L bracket will go into here, and then I'll just put a lock on it, and then it's attached to the dock, and nobody's going to steal it. So that's another thing you can do for it. Right now, I'm going to decide the fate of this and what it's going to be, but just wanted to make another one. Had a donation for it, so made another one. But yeah, there you go. That's how you make a tabbed trash bucket. If you just want to make it for yourself, Addison tin, really cost effective. They cost about $10. A little bit of time, a little bit of learning, but it's kind of fun. And you can use it as a drum too. If you like what you just saw, please join us at fiveforchange.org. That's FIVEFOR change.org on the social site. It's kind of like Facebook. We can post, we can do all kinds of stuff. Just like Facebook, we're getting Messenger, and it's for people like you who want to make a change in the world. And hopefully soon we'll be able to make even bigger changes. But right now, got the dock trash buckets being made, and each donation, that's what's going out there. Our goal is to actually build a sustainable house and show the world that we can do this as a group because we build together. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, let all your friends know, and share. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
See me down in the dirt, Next see me on my knees, yeah I was hurt. Then they see you like a piece of toast, I was burned. But they give it to me, these lessons were learned. Said pick you up like a king shot of the bull. Pull through it like a mealy, yeah I will pull.